All the work, all the sweat, all the tears come to a head tonight. In the next few hours, we will crown 2 new world champions right here in the heartland, north of Dallas, Texas. Everyone chasing these, the championship belts. Night 1, chills. Let's start with Kyle Berkshire, the #1 seed, #1 ranked in the world. It took him to his last ball. You see his opponent knew it. And Berkshire, 426, is still alive. Mark Costello, he would absolutely dazzle this crowd to the tune of 4-5-5. And all Wes Patterson could do is say, hey, job well done. There's so many different emotions that run rampant here at this event. Jordan Brooks, oh, the youngster from England, he couldn't watch as he ultimately would knock out the 2017 champ, Justin James. Opposite end of the spectrum, Will Hogue, triumph to disappointment as he once again experienced heartbreak right here on the grid. How about 2-time world champion Tim Burke? He's still alive. He said, hey, I only had to hit it in the grid. It's a lot harder than it looks. One of the 8 remaining in the men's side. As for the women, Phillis Meti. She has 3 titles. She won 4. Longest ball of the night. But you know what? Nobody knows what it's like to win here more than Jason Zubak. He shared with us what it takes, what it means to win on a night like this.
What is distance? To us, it means everything. It's what we strive for, what we train for, and what we live for. All the blood, sweat, and tears after an entire season, it all comes to a head. Right here, right now. I've done this not once, not twice, but 5 times. So take it from me. This isn't something you just win. It's something you fight for. It's something you earn. And if you can quiet your nerves, channel that adrenaline, and embrace the lights, you just might have a shot.
I might have a shot.
I might have a shot.
A shot.
A shot.
A shot.
I might have a shot.
At making history. Let the battle for greatness begin at the 44th World Long Drive Championship.
We are set, so let's go. Welcome to the final stop of the 2019 World Long Drive Tour. We are live on the final night of competition for the 44th World Long Drive Championship. Let's get things started and send it down to the stage.
He is the youngest competitor ever to win a European long drive event. Oh, and how'd this 22-year-old get his insane speed? Well, skipping, whipping 700 stones a day in Gothenburg, Sweden, across the Kattegat Strait. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the USA, the number 39 player in the world, Emil Rosberg. Coming to the USA for the very first time earlier in the World Tour, ladies and gentlemen, a 5-time European Long Drive Tour winner out of Tamworth, England, number 31 in the world, Jordan Brooks. Coming out of Aurora, Indiana, and Coastal Carolina University, this might be the moment for this PGA Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, 27 in the world, Tiettmeyer. Everything about this guy is huge. He benches 350, squats 500, deadlifts 600. He's ready to smash ball 450. It's Mitch Garner. Oh, the Canadian. Let's go, baby. Last night he hit the longest ball in the round of 16 at 455 yards. And this Sooner from the University of Oklahoma is ready to go boom again. Out of Fort Worth, it's Mark Costello. 2018 World Championship runner-up. And I tell you what, there's only one thing he wants, to shorten that title to world champion with the terrible towel out of Pittsburgh, Justin Mullins. This Palmer has been dialed in 2019, making every TV show. It's the two-time world champion from Orlando, the blonde Palmer, ranked number 2, Tim Burke. Raw, electrifying speed and power. That's what we're about to get from the kid with the locks. Oh, let it fly, baby, out of Crofton, Maryland. The number 1 hitter in the world, Kyle Berkshire. Winstar, your 8 men's quarterfinalists.
If you have never joined us before, you're about to get hooked, because this is exciting. The top 8 in the world as of tonight. These are the 8 best. These are the 8 hottest. Here's what the bracket looks like, Art Sellinger.
Right out of the gate, Kyle Berkshire against Mark Costello, 455. Keep an eye, of course, on Mitch Grassing and Burke right there in the bottom. All 8 can capture this belt tonight, Coach.
Absolutely excited to be here. Jerry Foltz will be down doing interviews and adding his expert analysis. Art Sellinger to my right. I am the coach, Jonathan Coachman, and we are honored and thrilled to be here once again, just north of Dallas, Texas. So our first matchup looks like this. Kyle Berkshire, he has been the man this year on tour. 2 tour wins, the last tour stops on.
Just dominant. And I mean, he's made 11 straight TV shows. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have never seen this man strike a golf ball, fasten your seatbelts at home, because you are about to see violence, pure speed, over 150 miles an hour of it.
426 last night, but that paled in comparison to what this man did. Mark Costello, 455.
One of the biggest shots I have ever witnessed right here. 455 down the left side of this grid. It was fantastic.
Former PGA Tour pro watching last night, Bob Tway, said this about Mark Costello.
He loves watching it. In fact, Bob's son hit in this event. PGA champion out of Whisper Rock, practicing and hitting golf balls all day long, Bob.
All right, here we go. First matchup in our quarterfinals for the men. Kyle Berkshire, the higher seed. He has decided he will go second. The higher seeded player has the choice. 8 balls, 3 minutes. Pacing, Art, explain how important it is.
It is. I mean, you're looking at about 25 seconds per shot. All clubs are conforming, 48 inches USGA and tested. You're going to see a lot of motion in the lower feet, a lot of movement. You cannot stand still and hit a golf ball over 400 yards.
He had a really good set last night. 3 balls, in fact, he hit over 400, including that one for 455.
On the left side of the screen there, we're going to show you the TrackMan numbers, that club speed and ball speed. The most important number, though, is that spin rate. These players are looking for 2,000, sub 2,000.
All right, Mark Costello, he actually was a javelin thrower in college, just about 120 miles from here, right on I-35 at the University of Oklahoma.
Jerry, he had a unique day today, kind of different than any other World Long Drive finalist, didn't he? He worked today, Coach. He works in Fort Worth, Texas, and Classic Man says, I'm just going to work. I don't have to hit till the night. This one's down here.
I'm sure he's the only one that went to work today.
He just went to work. 410 yards of work right there.
The first one that finds the grid tonight, out past 410. Really good number to start things off.
Most of these players are going to be using lofts on their club somewhere between 2 and 4 degrees. Now, those are putter lofts, Coach.
Costello had one on tour before last year, 2018. He won in Atlantic City for his first career win.
Oh, this is a good strike right here. A little bit more spin. 2,500. I knew that thing was climbing a little bit. See if you can get a lot of rain. You know, there was some rain. That's why some of these spots of these grids are going to be soft. Most of the golf balls that fade across the grid are not going to get the big roll.
All right, 2 balls left, plenty of time.
guide that one up. I think his number that he had in mind had to be 420 plus on Kyle. Really has to be 420 plus.
So to a man, every single guy will tell you that Kyle Berkshire is the man to beat, and if he hits his best mark, there's really nothing Mark Costello could do anyway except hit a nugget 455.
Right, and he kind of wasted the last two shots there. 410 on the board. Not a breath of wind out here. So what you're seeing are pure, true yardages. A nice set there from Mark Costello.
All right, so Mark Costello will now wait and see if 410 is enough. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a youngster who is groomed for this sport. He began at 3 years of age swinging a golf club, and ever since then, the evolution of Kyle Berkshire really took place.
Unbelievable. Look at his impact position there at 3. Not much has changed. I love it. He just doesn't wear white.
Then how about in high school? 14 years of age, 3 undefeated seasons, 3 state championships.
Definitely groomed as a player for sure.
And then he would go to North Texas, just down the highway from here, to play college golf.
30 minutes away, played it, and then, of course, quit to become the #1 long driver in the world.
That's exactly right. Then how about getting ready for his first qualifier? Notice his hair.
Yes.
He was just starting to grow it out at that point. Since this picture a couple of years ago, he has not had a haircut. So then he would qualify for the first World Championships in 2017, the fresh face of Kyle Berkshire.
And here we are today.
You know, last night he was like many others, taking pictures with the greatest of all time, Jason Zuback.
The best that ever laced them up. Won 4 in a row, 5 overall, Jason Zuback.
And did a great job with our open here on the show. And just like last night, right when the range opened, well, there was only one man, and it was the man in white.
He has 3 warm-up sessions. Get my club speed to 140, 145, and then 155. And look at what he does. Talk about a greens book on the PGA Tour. This is the way he plots out his points and his grids. I mean, I don't know what lime salad is, but I think that's on the top left. That must be a very far shot.
All right, it's time to hit, and Kyle Berkshire brings the fans with him. Much like Ricky Fowler on the PGA Tour, they like to dress like him. They like to wear the wigs out here on the World Long Drive Tour. Here we go. 410 is the number to beat for the #1 seed.
And he's trying to hit with what we call left axis. That means his golf ball has to turn over. Watched him warm up with his coach Bobby Peterson on the range. I watched him hit several golf balls. Jerry Foltz, you were down there, were watching him trying to hit draw shots.
I didn't see him hit a single one that would have been off the grid in all the balls he hit, and he hits more than anybody. But yeah, very good warm-up session, but right now it's all about the nerves, isn't it, Art?
It really is. He's got the club inside, and folks, you're going to notice this technique he has, this rocking motion. You're going to see it start very wide, then he'll lift the left leg up, and when he lifts the right leg up, he actually narrows his stance. But this is a trigger for motion and momentum, and I think he's going to square one up right here. Left leg up, right leg up, and then boom.
That's starting to tail there at the end. That's going to end up well left. But, Art, let's be honest, he likes the drama. He's not worried. He likes to wait until ball 6, 7, or 8.
In Tennessee, he did it. Last night, he did it. Last year, he could not have done it. He is very strong mentally. He'll find his motion right here.
He said that he had over 10,000 balls in the month of January to perfect this new move that had made him dominant, at least in the regular season. That one coming back just to the right. So we're halfway home.
Yep.
Still no balls, much like last night. He had no balls on the grid until his final ball.
This is really shocking. Again, Jerry and I were standing there, and he couldn't miss if he wanted to miss. He's just inside. And what I mean by that, the club is working basically, if you look at your dial on your clock, it's working too much from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. He's got to get in that 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock range. The angles are too far.
All right, the clock may start to be an issue. 3 balls, about 45 seconds. And that one's going to drift off to the right. He better.
He's got to move it here. He's got 40 seconds.
Yeah, down to 2 balls.
Jerry, this is amazing, is it not? Absolutely amazing we're seeing this.
Yeah, I mean, the shot pattern's consistent. It's just right a little bit every single time. Moving the ball just a little bit up on this pre-shot routine here.
Straight down the
225.
Is it going to be enough?
Is it going to be enough?
Berkshire again waits till late to get the job done. 4-1-5 is your winning score.
It just takes one shot. Now, does he did there on ball 7. Lucky 7 here at the WinStar World Casino. Great shot. That was a lower launch angle. Incredible speed. I mean, 155.
He is the best right now for a reason. Let's take a look at the replay of Kyle's swing presented by Athlon.
And you just watch these feet right here. Up and down. There they go right here. And we're going to freeze this here at the top. I'm going to put a circle right around his head. Watch right here. Look how high these hands are right there. I mean, incredible. And beautiful extension. That's his shot right there. Just didn't get locked in early. Again, several shots too far from the inside. But he pulled it off.
He continues to pull it off, and he continues to show exactly why he is the very best. Let's look at his feet.
Yeah, just incredible footwork. He's using the ground. That left foot has to get out of the way, or else he would not have a left knee if that foot didn't move like that. He uses the ground to go up. That is what it's about. And coming right at you, this is what it takes with 0 wind to fly a golf ball. Not 1, 2, 3, but 4 football fields. Thank you very much.
And I'll tell you what, Mark Costello knew that his number probably wasn't going to be enough. And there you see it right there. Yep, that's about right. And his year ends right here. Let's send it down to Jerry Phillips.
Thanks, Coach. You told me last night, or this morning on the range, that you hope to get it done a little sooner. We were talking about your night last night. It wasn't much sooner. Did you have to make an adjustment for that last ball?
Yeah, you know, with it being twilight, it's kind of tough to pick up the ball flight, so I had to keep looking up at the screen to really pick it up. But I was able to, I knew I was making a good swing, starting where I wanted to, so I kind of just told myself to release the wrist, trust it, and, you know, it helped to know I had another bolt in the chamber on the 7th ball after that, and, you know, I'm just got it done. You know, hopefully we'll keep getting it done earlier and earlier, because I don't know how much longer I'll have this hair if I keep doing this to myself.
A year ago, under the lights and on the TV shows, you weren't getting it done in that situation with the late balls in the round. Are you a different hitter now with your experience and your success?
I think so. I mean, you know, you can never take your opponent for granted. Mark Costello is one of the best, and that was a good ball he put up. I think it's just internally, I'm much more confident what I'm doing, and I can kind of find the calm in the chaos, so to speak, even when you're getting down to the wire and, you know, chips are down, you need to find one. I think I've just gotten a lot better finding that ball, you know, and that's really critical to winning.
All right, congratulations. The calm and the chaos. We have some chaos above you here, and a few calm ones as well. You're moving on, Kyle Berkshire.
Jerry, thank you. You know, he talked about how hard it is to see, and there you see the sun really starting to go down. It should be within the next 15 to 20 minutes pretty dark here, Art.
It'll be perfect under the lights right here. And again, I have to tell you right here, I mean, he knows how big that was. That ball launched at 8 degrees. That's basically a line drive if you think about whole home runs. That's a line drive. I mean, that's like a ground rule double is what it's supposed to be.
Well, here is our social media question of the night. Go to World Long Drive. Will the men's championship final record of 435 be broken tonight? Is it yeah? Or nah, it's safe for another year. Keep the votes coming in, and we will reveal the results right before the finals. There are many faces, there are many names that would love to cradle that championship belt and take it home with them tonight. But they've got work to do. We're going to be here until we crown 2 world champions. So settle in. We're just getting started. Well, once again, everybody, just getting started here on night 2 under the light. 2-time World Long Drive champion, Art Sellinger. I'm the coach, Jonathan Coachman. And Art, tonight's our final night of the season. What is at stake for all of these hitters?
This is the Super Bowl. This is the World Series. This is where you don't win just the 2019 World Long Drive Championship. You are known as a World Long Drive champion forever.
These hitters have been hitting for several days. What's the hardest thing on this final night to win multiple times?
You have to be able to adjust not only within your set, but if you get a win like Kyle Berkshire did, you've got to go back to the range. You have to make adjustments on the fly, and that is how you will win these matches tonight.
It is now time for my personal favorite segment of the night. We like to call it the Art of the Grid. Take us through it, Art.
Well, here at WinStar, it's a fabulous grid. I love it. It's a golf hole. 480 yards long, 51 yards wide. It's got some humps and bumps, so there will be some tough bounces. We saw that last night. We had a lot of heavy rain last week, so it's slow. Look at those two trees in the back. That's your framing. Wind's always a factor. Right now it's laying down, but the grid is drying out. That right side will yield some roll.
All right, thank you very much, Art. We are set for quarterfinal number 2. There's Justin Moose, the blue-collar hitter from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He will hit second. And hitting first, the youngster from England, Jordan Brooks, who last night knocked off the 2017 Justin James. And do you think he was worked up, Art, when he was watching Justin try to out-drive him? He could have put together a little montage of Jordan Brooks' best reactions.
First off, he's never felt the heat like this. Literally so hot. He was sweating so much. But I mean, he couldn't bear to watch. This was the longest 3 minutes of his life.
He said, I was nervous last night. I might be more nervous tonight.
He just could not believe it. I mean, this is way harder than hitting the golf ball.
This was all, by the way, all these shots were in 3 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, by the way. But he was able to get the job done. Double J has got home, and Jordan Brooks in a fresh pink shirt tonight is ready to go.
And I'll tell you, last night makes a whole huge difference for how he'll perform tonight, in my opinion. Getting those first 8 shots under his belt out of the way. This one starting out down that left side, going to be out of play. Jerry, don't you think, I mean, you've never been on this stage, but you got 8, you kind of won, you beat Justin James. I mean, how do you feel tonight, don't you think?
Well, yeah, he was the guy not too long ago that had the target on his back, and you said coming into this week that he was primed for another successful run and didn't make it out of the first 2 rounds. So that has to bring confidence, but right now it's about pacing, isn't it? About timing, about settling down and getting one good one in and then letting it go.
And exactly right. What we mean there by tempo and timing and pacing, he has to let the club stop at the top just for a brief nanosecond so he can go the other way. Just set the club before you go the other way.
You know, we talk to the hitters all the time about the decision to go first or second. Justin Moose is very clear. He's like, I've been taking on guys that don't have a ton of experience. How about that? Get him a forward roll past 400.
I love that tempo right there. I felt like he set it at the top. He changed direction nicely.
Justin Moose told me that he is better when he is chasing, when he has a number to aim for, and everybody's got a different reason for their decisions.
Oh, good golf swing right here. I'm anxious to see the spin. 210, but 2,400. That hit that ball down slow by the right side will yield some roll.
And that one within just a couple of yards of his first one, but that'll be 403.
Imagine playing a little 400-yard par 3. Oh, that's it. That's the low spinner. See if you can get that bounce.
Oh, that one lands just to the left of the grid, so he's going to switch clutch. 3 balls, just under a minute left.
And again, all clubs conforming. A lot of the players have some softer shafts, higher CPMs that'll flex more. They'll add a little more spin. Some are stiffer. They want a little tighter shots.
He is just an absolute natural-born entertainer, isn't he? His reactions, the fact that he has fun with the crowd and the introductions and everything. And calmly in soccer, which isn't a surprise at 6'6". I don't want him to get mad at me in traffic.
He's bigger than the goal.
All right, number 7.
Just did not complete the rotation of that club face. You heard Kyle talk about it. Just needed to release the hands to square it up. You can see he's in that 410 ballpark. And all the players behind him are kind of looking at the numbers. What's kind of the number of the night?
All right, that one will go straight up. So 2 balls out of 8. The number to beat, 406. And Justin Moose definitely has that in the bag. A man who has made this place his own personal playground. Last year, losing in the finals by just, I mean, the narrowest of margins at the very end to Maurice Allen. So he feels like he has some unfinished business. But let's get to know Justin Moose just a little bit better.
I'm Justin Moose from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 2018 World Long Drive runner-up. This year, the Moose gets loose. Die-hard Pittsburgh fan, Steeler Nation rides and dies together, bleed black and gold. Change your life, changed my life. Grab one of these. Yoga, 7 days a week, 30 minutes every morning. Best thing that's ever happened to me. I used to have amazing hair. Now Cal has it all.
And there is the Moose. And his beautiful wife, Nicole, always looking on, incredibly supportive. She let him quit his job as a supervisor to take on World Long Drive as a full-time job.
And quite a player. 3 sectional qualifyings for the United States Open. You'll see a little rocking motion here, coached by Rick Smith, who also coaches Pittsburgh's own Rocco Mediate. So they've kind of got that rock to the right, that move.
You know, Justin Moose is really proud of his hard-working background, his family, and how much they've worked to really get everything that they've had. And that really, being from Pittsburgh, encapsulates what his family and what his hard-working background is truly all about.
Jerry, I'm interested, since he only hit 1 ball last night, how that affected him. He was a one-and-done last night. How does that affect him tonight? Could he have used a few more swings to feel it?
Yeah, we both watched him warm up, Art, and it wasn't his best warm-up. My opinion is, with his launch angle and his loft, he has the smallest margin for error. It has to be timed even better than anybody else to get one in the grid, because that's a very flat ball.
Right. All right, that one going a little bit to the left. Will it stay on the grid? And no, it would have been well short either way.
So the launch angle I have on that, Jerry, was 5.7 degrees. So he's using like a 2-degree loft driver. He has to get that right shoulder under. You see that right shoulder there? He's saying hit up. Stay behind and hit up. That's it. Yes, he did.
He likes it. The big question is it deep enough? Is it far enough? Is he going to meet Kyle Berkshire? Well, that's going to be well short. So he's halfway home, and he's got to find about, what, 12 yards at least?
Yeah, ball speed was down 202 there. He needs to be in that 208, 210 range. Underneath it right there, open face. So again, what he's got to do right here, he's really got to square the face up while hitting up. He can't move laterally, that's sideways to the left. He's got to stay back. He's kind of copying this Kyle Berkshire rocking move right here. Get back to that right side, he'll pick that foot up. That's flat right there.
All right, so that's going to be on the grid.
But only 201 on the ball speed.
Yeah, it's going to be, wait a second. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. He did get a good bounce out to 399, but now here it is. 2 balls and 30 seconds, or Jordan Brooks will beat another big-time name.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's a ball speed race, and we saw Kyle at 225, you know, and Justin is only at 204. That tells me he's not flushing it. Again, Jerry and I watched, wasn't hitting it as solid. If you want one prerequisite, you got to hit the sweet spot.
Here it is, 8th and final ball for Justin Moose. And that is going to do it. So Jordan Brooks beat Justin James last night, the 2017 World Champ, and he knocks out last year's runner-up, Justin Moose, in the quarterfinals tonight.
He likes beating people named Justin. Huh? What do you think?
Very good point.
Thank you. And now he's got to face Kyle Berkshire.
He's going to be the, no offense, Wes Patterson, the new
watch his foot get big off the ground right there. Good lateral movement right here. Elevating up right there. You're using the ground and you are hoisting yourself vertically, thrusting up in the air. That is how you get the power from the ground. Coming at you right here. Beautiful high launch. I think you have to launch the golf ball well over 10 to 12 degrees at minimum to get the carry on this grid. You got a nice 15-yard roll.
Yeah, we talked about his emotions, and as he had to watch Justin Moose.
Oh,
And you can see how badly every single hitter wants it, and that's when Jordan Brooks knew that he had it done. Let's send it down to Jerry.
Thanks. He's congratulating or receiving congratulations from a few fans in the stands. You didn't think that was good enough by any chance, did you?
No. I wanted to put down 410, 415, similar to the first set. I thought 406 was in his range. Well, not easily, but I thought he might catch that.
Your first time under the lights here in the States. You've watched this before. It's being broadcast in over 60 countries and territories, and you're going up against the best hitter on earth, right, in your next round. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'd rather not be facing him. He made me look a bit silly in Fort Jackson, but yeah, hopefully payback, but we'll see.
All right, good luck to you.
Cheers, Joe. Thank you.
A very, very humble Jordan Brooks there.
I think he's playing with house money, Coach.
And you know what? He did kind of look a little silly to Kyle Berkshire. Yes. He was spot on with that. All right, coming up next, our third quarterfinal matchup. Well, if you don't know these two before tonight, oh, you will. They are very entertaining. Rosberg, Tiettmeyer, head-to-head next. And I tell you what, the countries represented this week, 13 different countries have descended just north of Dallas here on the Texas-Oklahoma border. It's amazing when you look at it like that.
And I love seeing 4 of those countries that are represented tonight.
And one of those countries represented right here, Art.
Emil
Rosberg.
From Sweden.
And he is quite the personality. He has taken on Rob Tiettmeyer, and Tiettmeyer will be going first. Remember, 8 balls, 3 minutes. Now, quickly, we teased him last night because 2 years ago, he got married on this weekend. So he rushed up to me today. He says, Coach, I got to clarify. I got to tell you the reason we scheduled my wedding on that particular weekend. He said he was cool with it, Art, but his wife is not very happy with it. I said I'd be happy to apologize.
I think a world title would fix that real quick in that household.
I think so too. There's so many really good human beings, people in this sport on this tour. They all get along so well. They all want to see each other do well. But at the end of the day, it could be anybody when we get here who gets hot over the course of 5 or 6 days can walk away a world champion.
And Rob's never been in this position. This is, further than he's ever been before. So, I was on the range with him, and I just walked past him. He looked at me, and he goes, that was his words. Why not me? That's exactly what he said.
And he likes that one. And he just slides off to the left. That would have been well north of 400.
Art, you said he hasn't been in this position before. It's obvious. Look how much trouble he's having getting the ball on the tee.
Yeah, I mean, the nerves are really there for sure. He's got the speed, though, Jerry. And again, I really like that comment. I just looked at him. I said, hey, good luck tonight. He goes, why not me?
His 4th ball, 90 seconds. He is a PGA pro out of the North Florida section, so he knows all about training the golf swing. He's got to find the grid here, Art.
Yeah, he really does. He had a quality shot that was just barely out there. And again, he's in that 410. That seems to be the number, 410, 415 range.
Yeah, we've been told that he is the longest hitter to ever come out of coastal Carolina. And that includes
Dustin Johnson. I think he's got to take a big, deep breath. There's a little one just to get some oxygen and just hit one on the face. We talked about he wants to just hit one solid, give himself a chance. A little bit too much climb. So as you watch that trace go up your screen throughout the night, if it climbs up the screen, that's bad. That spin at 3,927 is not good numbers.
This is one of the advantages to going second. If your opponent has a bad set and hands it to you on a silver platter, Rosberg right now, all you have to do is hit 118 over 300 yards and less. Tiettmeyer can dig deep here on ball number 8 and have a magic 8-ball of his own. And that one is going to drift off to the left. So, Art, that's not clearly the set that Tiettmeyer wanted. So now all he can do is walk back, stand there. And how hard is it when you just have to hit one inbounds? Is it to do on command?
Well, it's obviously been proven over the last 2 years you and I have been doing this that it is pretty hard. I think you have to go with a shot. I think you have to play golf in your mind. Feel like there's a lake left and maybe hit a fade.
Well, let's get to know Emil Rosberg off the grid for a moment.
22-year-old from Sweden.
My name is Emil Rosberg. I'm from Gothenburg, Sweden, and this is my 4th year at Worlds. So all American thinks we're blown in Sweden. And yeah, we are. Except me. Så if ever in Sweden looking for a label applicator, just ask them for a Vichyvattensbuteljetikett på klistringsapparat instead of skruv. It's not that hard. So you wonder where I got my speed from? I grew up skipping 500-600 rocks a day at the ocean. And that's still skipping.
Well, there is Mr. Rosberg. I told you he had personality for days. His father is here. There is Krista in the crowd. He's got the camera going. And he is hoping to see his son put one in the grid and advance to the semifinals.
And as a golf pro, just play golf. Just don't try to be a long driver right here. Again, I think you've got to try to hit a shaper. I think you've got to tee the ball a lot lower. The best shot to hit is kind of a slice, coach. Aim left of the grid and hit a slice. But I really think his mechanics are good enough to hit it straight. He just did. Game over. Welcome to the semifinals.
And there it is. And he says, hey, I just got the job done in impressive fashion out past 400. And Emil Rosberg will move on one more step to a potential world championship going back to Sweden.
And I love this golf swing. I spoke to Jason Zubak today, and Jason Zubak worked with him yesterday, talked to him today, and said, look, you are not a lateral mover. You have to use the ground right here. You cannot slide these hips right here forward. You've got to stay behind the golf ball. Great turn. Love that turn. Love where that head is right here. He's going to work down and back. You see that left hip right there. That thing posted right there. That's beautiful. Go vertical is exactly what Jason Zubak told him. Don't go lateral. And he looks good tonight. Slow turn. Wonderful fundamentals. And a wonderful strike. Yeah, look at this great path and face. And I spoke with the Callaway rep on the range. They put 5 grams of weight to keep the spin down, forward in the face, and a beautiful shot right there. Thank you very much.
He knows it too, and his dad, Krista, clearly tonight his #1 fan. The emotion to be in it, to have a family member in it, to have a friend in it. It is so riveting, exciting, stressful 3 minutes when your guy is hitting. All right, we've got to round out our semifinals. Next up, he's a 2-time world champ, and he says, I still have a lot to prove. Tim Burke on the tee, live next. Welcome back. What a shock. Look who is working in between his quarterfinal and his semifinal match.
He does not stop hitting and just say, right there.
Kyle Berkshire continues his ascent. It's time now to check out the State Farm Para-Long Drive exhibition. The competition, well, it was held on Tuesday with 2 titles handed out this year. The winners were Nick Stillwell and Kevin Patton. Patton landed his winning drive at 188. And Stillwell, an astonishing art, 306 yards.
I was out here. I will not miss this event. I'm so moved by it. Just fantastic, Coach.
They proved that anybody and everybody can hit a golf ball if you really want to. Congratulations to Nick and to Kevin, who had a blast competing out here. Okay, welcome back. It is time for our final quarterfinal matchup. 2-time world champ, 2 wins on tour in 2019. Tim Burke will go second. Oh, he looks relaxed.
He really does.
And then Mick Scratchy, who a couple of years ago almost made magic getting all the way to the end. And he is back, first time on TV this year.
He's had a bad year. And let me tell you, here's Mitch Grassing's story real quick. It's feast or famine. If he hits it, he wins. If not, it's OB. And 2 OB sets in that round of 32 or 16 again. It's amazing.
He's hit 48 balls, right? His last 48, 6 are in the grid.
Right, but they count when he does.
They are big time.
You're about to see a golf swing that goes past perpendicular. If you can watch this on your swing screen, what I mean is it's going to go past his left foot. Watch this.
That goes
go ahead.
I'm sorry, that goes further than John Daly in his most limber day.
By a foot, Jerry, at least by a foot.
He told me 40 pounds he has lost.
Yes, definitely a different Mitch Grassing. Still a student, still in school. And he approaches this sport. I talked to him on the range. Hitting balls will be, it doesn't matter. He wants kills. He wants home runs. He doesn't want 350-foot home runs. He wants 550-foot home runs.
Well, it's one way to approach the sport. So far, it's got him to the quarterfinals.
Did you see that club went back? That club went back to his right knee.
Well, he likes it. We'll see how much he likes it. That's in the air forever. And it will come to a rest exactly at 410.
I can't get my wedge to stop like that, Jerry.
No, I couldn't get a fly rod over my shoulder like that either. That thing, it almost made it to double parallel, pointing backwards at the top of his backswing.
It was by his right knee. I'm sure you take a look at that later. I'm sorry, but I've never seen a club go back this far.
His winning drive in the round of 16 was 424 last night.
And you're seeing all the players. Again, it's very, very big to know the numbers. It's in that 410, 415 range. Burke comes in with a winning percentage of 56% this year. Grassing this tournament, 38% on wins.
All right, time might be an issue. We'll see. 2 balls, 30 seconds.
This one has to be a stronger round because that didn't come up with near the spin as the other driver.
Right, yeah, 2,000 on the spin there, left the face open. I like how much time he did leave himself there. A good time to take a deep breath, wind up one more time. You're going against a 2-time champion and see if you can stretch that number. Oops.
All right, so much like in the round of 16, 1 ball in, but it is 410. So unlike for Tim Burke last night, he has a number to shoot for, and it's not a small number.
No, 410 is a real number. I think he prefers this, though. He doesn't like that when you don't need any, watch this. We have to take a look at this here, folks. You just cannot believe where this golf club goes. Just watch. Play replay later because it's still going to keep going. That makes John Daly look like Doug Sanders. Wow. And he does it really with soft arms, real slow takeaway. Obviously, we're in slow-mo right here. And you're going to see it go back over. Oh, my goodness, not that far, but I cannot believe how far he takes it back. And that ball flew 408, 2 yards a roll.
All the winning drives tonight so far have been over 400 yards. So Grassing, his round is done. And this is really a family affair. And whenever Tim Burke is on the stage, well, there is actually his lovely wife, and she's already nervous. And last night, we had a little camera on her. On Instagram today, they went side by side.
Oh, she was just...
Look at the feeds.
And he just needed 300 yards. He didn't need 410.
Well, I watched some qualifying rounds with her.
Right.
Never again.
Right.
Never again will I do that.
3-foot rule, for sure.
Yeah, she would sush me like a 3-year-old whenever he was hitting. I wonder who's more nervous, the hitter, Tim Burke, or the wife? I'm going to say the wife. All right, so with Ashley in tow, here is Tim Burke, who has been on a mission this entire 2019 season.
Nice one to get one in. That's just so well welcoming to see it go down Main Street.
Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Just about 6 inches short of 410. Wow, almost a one and done. And another one straight down Broadway.
Little Finn, 208 on the ball speed. A lot of spin. Finn means spin. That's low in the face. But he got a bounce.
Big time bounce.
How does he get that bounce?
For Tim Burke. Tim Burke, 2 balls, 1 at 399. The next one north of 400, and he will move on to the semifinal.
He only needed 10 yards wide of grid. It's amazing. This golf hole is producing balls that bite, balls that roll. It's amazing.
He has been almost the quiet.
Every single TV show, and he knows he hit that Finn. I mean, low launch, but high spin, but got a great roll. I love how he's sticking that finish. I talked to him this morning, and he says, I want knee flexion. I want to get taller as I take the club back and be patient, and I'm sending it down Main Street. That's what he told me today.
Well, his reaction right there, Art, I don't think he believed it was enough.
No, he knew he finned it. He didn't expect, you don't expect this grid to give up over 20 yards of roll. See what we got right here. There's some humps, there's some bumps out there. We'll see what this ball hit. A little backside there, flew 390 and got over 20 yards of roll.
I think that's the most roll that we've seen.
Yes.
Maybe of any drive in this competition.
Yeah, it definitely got, you know what? It's still got to use the ground out there. Nothing bounces like a ball, huh, Coach?
Oh, nothing. There's Ashley and the great Sherry Way. And Mitch says, hey, that's all I can do. Let's send it down to Jerry.
Thanks, Coach Tim. Who is more relieved that you got it done on the second ball there, you or Ashley?
I mean, I owed her one after last night, that's for sure. I'm sure you saw that on Twitter. So, yeah, she got pretty happy about that one, so did I.
Yeah, that's awesome. You talked about to me just a moment ago that last night you really didn't, you came out here trying to get just one ball in the grid after the way the set turned out. So you really didn't have much experience trying to hit one hard.
Right.
Good practice here for you?
Yeah, it was good. I just wanted to flight a couple right there with a little cut just to see what I'm working with because I had no idea and see if I really had to get after it. And luckily it was enough. So I kind of know where I'm at now and I know what I can carry it.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? With your experience, advance and survive?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just trying to get to the championship match. Let's go to work.
Congratulations.
Well, Jerry, he is one step closer, a very stoic, confident Tim Burke. Here's what the men's bracket looks like right now. We're down to 4, and these 4 are absolute studs.
And number 1 and number 2 in the world are on a collision course.
This is what we thought as far as Burke and Berkshire, but Jordan Brooks, Emil Rosberg, they're kind of the wild cards right now.
Absolutely. They've won 80% of the tour events this year, so you would expect it.
Well, it's time for the men to take a little bit of a break, and it's time to focus on the women. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see the greatest, perhaps, of all time. Phillis Meti tees it up against Troy Mullins, live next. Speaking of the ladies, it's time to meet our final 4 women. Let's send it to the stage.
What a human being, an incredible athlete. Oh, smart as a bell, ladies and gentlemen. She speaks Mandarin, American Sign Language. Ready to say hi to you from LA, ladies and gentlemen, it's Troy Mullins. Next up, out of Texas Wesleyan University, looking to ride her win from Tennessee Big Shots, out of Ruston, Louisiana, ranked number 4 in the world, Alexis Belton. Last year, she was the runner-up at the World Championships. She's looking to climb that ladder and get on top. Also, a professional weightlifter out of South Africa. It's Chloe Garner. Oh, and hello once again, everybody watching in New Zealand. Here she comes, the 3-time world champion from Auckland, number 1 in the world, the Philly Phillis Meti. Winner star all the way here for your 4 semifinalists.
What a really cool look right there. You can see the crowd enthusiastic. Here's what the world rankings look like entering the week.
And absolutely, Sandra Carlberg expecting as well, but these 4 right now are the top 4 in the world, for sure.
So Phillis Meti had the choice. She has chosen to go first against Troy Mullins. And as the brackets, we show you that the 2 winners from these 2 matchups will be in the championship a little bit later tonight.
And I like the move here by Phillis Meti. I really do, having the choice and trying to put a little pressure on Troy Mullins.
All right, so there is Troy Mullins, and she's got new equipment. Almost like a new swing. She hit 6 out of 8 in the grid last night. Very confident, but a big-time hill to climb tonight.
She does. We'll see what kind of number. I think that number, if this number goes over 340, that's a number that might scare Troy right there, because she went 347 twice last night.
Well, these women are no joke, and they have the 400 club, and there are a few that are part of it. Well, you're looking at a couple. In fact, Chloe Garner, 400 right on the nose. Sandra Carlberg, the 5-time champion. Troy Mullins, 402. Of course, Phillis Meti, we were there for this one. That was impressive.
I saw all 4 of these shots, and I mean, they are impressive.
There is your 400 club, and there is your #1 ranked hitter in the world, the longest drive last night. And when she is on, it, quite frankly, really doesn't matter what anybody else does. She is the absolute best. Here we go.
Look at those numbers right out of the gate. Beautiful golf swing, nice carry.
I had a chance to have dinner with her last week in Portland, Oregon, where she came out and took part in an exhibition with 2 long driving LPGA players, Angel Yin and Ann Van Dam. And we talked a lot about her philosophy. She doesn't make adjustments. It's all about smooth transition, long and soft as her swing thought.
Absolutely, just love the technique, high hands. Again, a little lower spin might produce a little more roll. Her top speed, you'll see, is about 178 if she really catches one.
Well, so far, 2 for 2. 335, 337.
335 to 337. The consistency, another ball over.
And we'd like to say good afternoon to those great fans watching in New Zealand, where, Art, it is Thursday afternoon.
Hello, everybody over there, especially at Cape Kidnappers Golf Club. I want to play there so bad. I love looking at that place.
I know she is a fan favorite, and New Zealand loves them. Some Phillis Meti.
Spin is really up tonight, Jerry. A couple in that 3,500, and that's why she's missing out on maybe 15 yards. She wants to be around 2,500 at these kinds of speeds.
And she, yeah, you know what? The ball looks like it could be just a hair back in her stance from normal, but you're right. You can see it plain as day as it's taken off. Every one of them over 3,000.
Yeah, it's climbing big time. So that, and can you imagine? I mean, just sitting there playing pitch and catch, 330 yards. I mean, 5 for 5. But I'm telling you, these numbers are not scaring Troy Mullins to where she's going to get out of her element. It's that 340-plus number that'll make her overswing.
Well, that was the winning drive last time. It was 348. Right. She has yet to get to 340. Now, she's not unbeatable because Alexis Belton just beat her in Tennessee. She is very, very, very good, however.
If she brings her best dart, you have to get a really good bounce to beat her.
Absolutely. And to get the spin down for her, she might have to hit it closer to the toe, which she did right there. Definitely a toe hook. That's too far on the toe. But a little right of center on the club, that's the lower spin part. So that tells me she's a little more closer to the heel.
All right, the 8th and final ball for Phillis Meti. That is going to drift off to the left. But nevertheless, a very impressive set. But I can tell you this, that yesterday, Troy Mullins had a 337 drive.
Absolutely. Troy's going to use the ground. Phillis uses the air. Troy's going to try to keep it lower and use that ground. And just look at this wonderful technique right here. We see her traces right here, and you can see all the balls kind of starting almost on the same line right there. They're all going to rotate from right to left. She left one open. There's that draw. Beautiful start. 5 in a row. And like Jerry says, one motion, one swing thought, one pattern. If she gets through this round, though, she will have to adjust to try to find out what the spin is. They have those track men over on the driving range.
All right, so Phillis Meti can only stand and watch as Troy Mullins gets set to go for her set, and she has such a dynamic personality, and anytime she's in front of the camera, it loves her.
My name is Troy Mullins. I'm from Los Angeles, and this is my 5th World Long Drive Championship. I am a dog mom. I travel with my Etta James, a brown Pomeranian. She's usually here, but unfortunately she's gonna be watching me on TV. So when I'm not on tour, I'm actually a tutor. I tutor math and science and knowing how to break the rules and when to break them. An interesting fact about me is that I actually wanted to be an ambassador to China. So I was fluent in Mandarin. I speak Chinese, so 我说中文.
What a show off.
She's just being Troy.
She is delightful, and you can see how great that personality is. But now, she's all business. The number 337. She knows she can get there. Can she get there here and tonight?
Great start. What a golf swing. What a golf swing right there. Watch her try to use the ground and get a bounce. The grid just will not give it up. I mean, it rained 2 inches, and it's just too soft right there.
326 for her first ball. Another one straight down the middle.
This is a track athlete that taught herself how to play golf, basically. I mean, a tathlete.
When you know, even as a great athlete, it's all about adjustments. When you know you've got to find 11 more yards, how do you do that internally? Because you got to swing harder, right?
You have to swing faster. The thing is, you don't want to ever say, I want to swing hard. You got to go for speed. You got to have a nice transition. First ball is 170 ball speed. It's going to take 170 plus, and she's got to get a good bounce. She's got to find the right half of this grid to do it.
Well, Phillis Meti is one of those top hitters that loves to go first. She loves to put the pressure on her opponent. Some don't like this approach.
I talked to Troy while she was warming up, and she said, I said, great swinging last night. She says, I really waited at the top. That's all she's trying to do is change direction and wait. But you're right here. I'm seeing Jerry, don't you think, a little overswing now, and that's why the ball's all over the club face.
She started off with 2 really good hits, and they weren't enough. How can you not do that? But you're right. People, your instinct as an athlete is to swing harder, but that doesn't do a thing, does it? That's counterproductive. It's just faster. This has a chance right here.
Is it going to be enough? Will it get to 337? Troy Mullins. Oh, and again on that 326.
And again, that spin's just about 500 too high. Just a little too high on that spin.
With these women really know how to find the grid, an average of 3 balls or more out of their 8. So now Troy Mullins is down to her final ball. She's got to find 337 at least to stay alive, or Phillis Meti is going back to the finals yet again.
Phillis is not watching.
That one a much lower ball flight, and she knows she didn't get enough of that. And that's going to come up yet again. Well, short. So a really good effort for Troy Mullins, but like so many others, she ran into the buzzsaw that is Phillis Meti.
Phillis just did it. I mean, again, She had to hit the right side of the grid and get a great bounce. That's what we said. So, you know, somebody has to get that kind of bounce. Let's take a look here. Phillis is gone swing. Watch her head right here. Makes a huge turn. I love how she lags the club there. But I want you to focus on the head right here. Goes up, but now at the top, she's going to work downward. Use the ground. Watch her head right here. Go down. And now look how far behind the head is now. It's way back behind the right knee. That is how you hoist the golf ball and get the launch that she does and the carry. If she fixes the spin, she goes 345 plus tonight.
One more look from Mike Fetcher down the grid. Boy, just peppering the grid between 325 and 340, and Troy wanted it in the worst way, but knew it was going to be just about 10 to 15 yards short. All right, let's send it down to Jerry.
Well, you had to feel a little vulnerable there, Phyllis. I asked you if you thought that was good enough. Your response was?
It was okay.
You thought, though, while you're sitting here watching, you chose to go first. The higher seeded players get that choice. You decided to do it, first person tonight to do it, to put the pressure on her. Is that the key?
You know, with Troy, she's really unpredictable, and I mean that in a great way. The last two events, Troy's probably hit her best since I've seen her at the beginning, and with her, you just never know. She might pop one, and she'll get it out there further. She's got the speed, she's got the ability, and all you have to do is just hold on tight.
After talking to you last week in Portland, I got the impression that you are not going to rest on your laurels. You're always going to try and get better, much like Kyle Berkshire. How much more do you have in you tonight?
I think I've got a bit more to go. We'll see.
All right, you're moving on yet again. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jerry.
Phillis Meti, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so Phillis Meti will move on with just a little bit more in the tank. However, the last woman to beat Phillis Meti, you're about to see her next. Alexis Belton. She's got plenty in the bag and a smile that will light up a room. Chloe Garner, Belton, toe-to-toe. Next. Welcome back. Now on Monday, a who's who of World Long Drive gathered for a dinner of past champions. It was a chance for those who won the belt to get together before the 44th World Long Drive Championships. Guests included 5-time Open Division champion Jason Zubak and last year's winners who spoke about what it meant for them to win the sport's highest honor. Art, you were in this room. How special was this evening?
It was fantastic. There's Jason Zubak, 5-time champion. It was so great to see some players like, there's Mike Dobbin, 2007 champion, but you had Mike Gorton in the room. You had Bobby Wilson. They competed in the 70s. Great champions.
Yeah, Jerry Foltz as the master of ceremony, looking all dapper. All right, we are set for women's semifinal number 2. Alexis Belton will go second. There she is, an incredible competitor. And her opponent, Chloe Garner, no joke. From South Africa, went to college in Tennessee, and she knows all about being on this stage.
Absolutely, a runner-up here and a winner this year, and she was absolutely pumped up last night.
How excited was she? How about social media? Yoo-hoo! Through to the semis. I think she could have a job in our Golf Channel marketing department.
Look at the biceps, coach. Just shredded.
Art, nobody does social media posting quite like Chloe Garner and Art Sellinger.
Right.
You guys are kind of on the same level.
Synonymous, Art.
I'm thinking I'm still at one post. I'm getting there. I love this technique. Look how she presets where she wants to be at the point of strike. Just preloaded.
My only concern is this grid being a little soft for her standard shot. It's always low and flat.
Yes, it is.
Keep in mind, too, these two are the only two who have beaten Phillis Meti this year.
That's exactly right. Phillis Meti, 3 wins, 2 losses. She's made it to the finals in every event this year, losing in the finals to Chloe and Alexis 1 time each. All right, that one.
Wow, that's plenty of heat right there.
How about that? That would have been close to 350.
Unbelievable numbers, 1,700 RPMs. She's almost like, compare it to tennis, folks. It's like hitting a topspin forehand. That ball just jumps when it hits the ground because it has no spin. There's another flat one, like you said, Jerry. Just a little bit less ball speed. That means it was thin. That means there's spin.
But at least she has a green number beside her name. That is job number 1. Now you can go for yardage.
Nice to miss one, 322.
Right. Just try to swing out to the right a little bit. That's the key. Just like that, but get it to turnover. She likes that. I know it didn't turn over, but that is the starting line for a bigger number right there. It's right of the numbers in the grid.
You know, Chloe said, and I feel like this is something Jerry Foltz would do. Chloe said if she wins the championship belt, that she would wear it through the airport on her way home.
Well, you wouldn't.
This is flat here, Jerry. Very flat, and her biggest ball speed, low spin.
It landed past 330. Finishes about 345. We'll get the exact distance, but what a shot. Yesterday, her longest was 341, so finding a little more in the bag.
My.
Beautiful golf swing, flush hit right down the middle.
If you're wondering at home about the tattoos, well, they all tell a story about something that's happened in her life, and they all have meaning. And right now, the meaning for her is distance in a very impressive set.
She is hitting, this is the hardest I've ever seen her hit the golf ball, Jerry. Absolutely the most speed, the most flush.
That weightlifting training is obviously paying dividends. I've never seen this speed out of her, and it's repetitive. It's one after another.
Yeah, she is training for the Commonwealth Games in 2022 in weightlifting. All right, that one's going off to the left, but a very, very impressive set for Chloe Garner, 346. And if I'm Alexis Belton, what am I telling myself?
Well, I'm telling myself that I competed in LPGA Q School last week, and I made it through. But this is not Q School, and you do not have to play your second shot. You're going to have to go fast.
Let's check out the replay of Chloe, presented by Athlon.
And she's going to use the ground right here. You can see both those feet are moving right there. Beautiful tilt right there on that foot. Then up you go with that right foot. Look at that right foot right there. You just go straight up. You can't stay grounded with that right foot. So flat. What we mean by flat is it's just a bullet. Ball does not rise or climb. She's keeping the spin under 2,000.
All right, so Chloe Garner catching her breath. In the meantime, let's focus now on Alexis Belton. What is she all about off the grid? Let's find out.
Alexis Belton, Ruston, Louisiana, and this is my second year on tour. Nobody knows this, but I can play the guitar. My first love is basketball. I love to cook. I can cook shrimp gumbo, shrimp sandwiches, shrimp po' boy, shrimp salad, shrimp.
I think she likes shrimp. She's also a big fan, as you see her parents there, John and Elena. How nervous do you think they are right now?
I think they're pumped and excited. She is my daughter's favorite player because she loves basketball. They're both left-handed, so I know my daughter Hannah's watching right now.
She is speaking of basketball, is that first one.
What a golf swing. What a clinic, folks, you are about to watch when it comes to a golf swing right here.
330, 340. Woo, baby. That was close.
She actually slipped with her right foot on that one, too.
Slow her down a little bit here. She got the first two off in 30 seconds. No need for that.
She is a huge fan, Art, speaking of basketball, of Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. Makes sense. She's from Louisiana.
Jerry, you cover LPGA more than anybody. What do you think of this golf swing?
It's awesome.
I mean,
you don't have to cover the LPGA to think that. It is technically so good. Gets a little shot, which a lot of long drivers do. The tempo, the length of it, the sequencing of the lower body and upper body is really, really impressive.
All right, but she's already on ball 4 inside of a minute. And that one, a beautiful draw right down the middle. Where's it going to land? What kind of spin? Oh, it sure did. That checked up to about 338.
So the difference is Chloe's ball's flat. It's not curving as much. This ball's diving to the ground a little bit too much. That's the difference. The numbers were almost similar. But again, Chloe's ball is straight and flat. It's kind of a pull. This ball is drawing or hooking, and that means it's diving to the ground. That means it's going to check up on this slow grid.
Ball number 6 for Alexis Belton.
She has not even looked over at the clock yet to see how much time she has left, but she's going to like that one.
Will it be enough? And again, no roll to speak of. And it comes to a rest about 3:31. So she's got to find 8 yards in the bag at least to continue on.
She got to use that right side. And again, she left a minute on the clock almost for one ball. So again, this was a lot of adrenaline, too fast, rushing a little bit. And now she has a lot of time, but she's not going to use the whole clock. She's just going to go up and hit it.
Okay, her 8th and final ball. Chloe Garner looking on. And that one is going off to the right, and she knows it's not going to be enough. And it will come to a close at 3:28, and plenty of respect and love between these two. But at the end of the day, it will be Chloe Garner moving on to the women's final to face Phillis Meti.
Just look at this preset, how far her head is behind the golf ball right here. Gets deep, way behind the golf ball. Look at where the golf ball is right there. Look how far she's behind the golf ball. Amazing position. If you want to hit something far, you must get behind it, and boy, she is. Sits down in there. Now it's time to go upstairs. Up you go. Vertical. That's how you get speed right there. The best I've ever seen her tonight. Back to the target. That club's pointing to the ground. I mean, to swing that long, have that big a golf swing, and find the flush, the center of that face is such a talent.
Now you can see from up top just how cool this one looks.
It's a flat shot right here. Hardly any curve, just a little pull.
All right, quickly. Chloe's watching herself, and now she's standing by with Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
As is everybody else. Chloe Hart-Sellinger just said that's the best he's ever seen you perform. Is that your best?
That felt really good, and my swing has felt the best it's felt all year, so yeah.
How much has your new training for weightlifting for the 2022 Goodwill Games helping you in this pursuit?
I think the biggest thing that translates over is the explosive power that you develop through it, fast twitch muscles, and then also just overall athleticism. So, yeah, I think it's a great combination of the two.
Speaking of combinations, for the 3rd time in 4 years, you're going up against Phillis Meti in the finals. Your thoughts about what you have to do to beat her?
Just hit my ball. I mean, she's just going to hit her ball, and you know, it's all the prep leading up to this, who's done what, and at the end of the day, we both are just going to swing as hard as we can, and whoever's longest is longest. That's all we can do.
It'll be fun to watch. Congratulations. You're moving on.
Thank you so much.
We are very much looking forward to that final coming up later on tonight. But here are what the brackets look like right now. We're down to 2.
An all-international final, New Zealand versus South Africa right there. A true testament to the world reach of World Long Drive.
So they will get a little bit of a break, but look who is still working. That's right, the #1 seed, Kyle Berkshire. He is on a mission, and he would love nothing more than to go home to Florida and have that belt on the airplane with him. Hey, he's just 2 wins away. We'll see him in just a little bit. Come on back. WinStar Golf Club has two 18-hole championship courses, Red Bud and Scissortail, which were designed by D.A. Weibring and lie on 350 acres in a resort-style setting. Scissortail offers golfers 18 challenging holes crafted around the natural beauty of the Red River Valley. With 7 holes routed through the trees, elevated greens, tight fairways, and creative bunkers, this course is the more challenging of the two. Red Bud, another 18-hole course, features newly renovated bunkers, beautifully green TIF Sport fairways, mini Verde Bermuda greens, and is playable for golfers of any ability. You'll find that Red Bud is friendly off the tee, but challenging near the greens, and offers golfers of all skill levels an enjoyable round. Golfers can also train like a pro at the WinStar Golf Academy with cutting-edge technology and a full-service practice facility offering SAM, science and motion putter fitting and practice studio. WinStar Golf Club has it all. Come see for yourself. We want to thank the WinStar for incredible accommodations, and it's been so much fun the last 5 days wrapping things up tonight. We're down to 6 hitters left. That's where we find Jerry Foltz on the range getting ready. Jerry.
Watching Kyle Berkshire do what he did earlier. It's a bit of a stripe show on the range right here. Right now he's in between balls just talking to one of the guys, but this is all a part of his routine. It's a certain calculated number of balls, but what I found most interesting, Art and Coach, is a different part of his routine. On a competition day like this, he wakes up at a normal hour for most people, about 6 o'clock, has a huge breakfast, all protein, then goes back to sleep for 5 or 6 hours, wakes up, has a little more protein, and then a few hours before the competition starts, just starts eating fruit and a few other simple carbohydrates. Then, the most interesting thing to me, he tries to regulate his heart rate. And he says the optimum heart rate for him is 180 beats per minute. He does that with energy drinks and caffeine just before he hits.
Good stuff, Jerry. And Kyle Berkshire is very analytical in his approach, but make no mistake about it, when he steps up to the tee, he is violent, he is nasty with the golf ball, and he right now is the absolute man to beat, looking for his 3rd straight win on tour, and that's what I'm talking about. Remember, the all-time final record is 435, and that is our social media question of the night at World Long Drive. Do you think that one of our hitters will break that record? Yes or no? It's very simple. We'll reveal the numbers right before the finals take place a little bit later on. So far, it's been a whole lot of fun and a lot of emotion going on here at the World. Okay, we are just about set now for semifinal number 1. There is Kyle Berkshire. He is the number 1 seed. He is the number 1 ranked hitter in the world. Now, he has been warming up for the entire time he's been off.
He has not stopped hitting since we got out here at like 5:30. I mean, this is over there on the range. It's amazing how violent, but yet how pure he is.
He is.
Look at that wraparound right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That is amazing. The violence within that swing in that very, very humble yet arrogant young hitter. He will go second. The young Jordan Brooks, who has beaten Justin James, a former world champion, and Justin Moose. And this would be the 3rd big-time name if he's able to beat Kyle Berkshire.
Good start. Good start.
Boy, he's wasting no time in gutting the fairway, gutting the grid. About 380, right around 385.
I have the spin number on my computer up here. It's 3,200, so high in the spin. That's a little low in the face, but to get one in, to get a mark, to get that stress off, it's really big.
Well, he's admitted how nervous he was last night, and winning tonight already has got to help him calm down a little bit.
And he hung around on the tee during that little break we just had here. Kyle was over there just ripping golf balls, and he was loosening himself up, you know, talking to the audience, took the microphone, had some fun.
I love his personality. I think he's going to be a big star in the years to come.
Natural entertainer, guys. You know, he's kind of like the Andrew Beef Johnson of long drive.
Well said. Heavy on the beef, huh, Jerry?
Beef to the 6'6" former goalie.
He's imploring this wonderful audience. He needs the energy. He needs them to help him get pumped up, because 386 is not going to get it done.
And now the second half with 1:30 on the clock.
All the youngsters here, you know, you think about it, 22 years old, for 23, you know, for 23 for, I'm sorry, 22 for Kyle, 22 for Emil. I mean, Burke's the grandpa in this group, all right? We got some young players here.
All right, ball number 5. About a minute 10.
Turnover, baby.
And you can really tell when the hitter likes the contact and understands that they just missed it just a little bit.
Yeah, he's leaving the face open. He's got to take it. He's got to release early. These are such low lofted golf clubs. You've got to trust it, and you've got to use the right hand to square it.
3 balls, 50 seconds. And he loves that one. In the air for a minute. And again, no roll.
That's the spin right there, 3,000.
Okay, 2 balls, 30 seconds.
These players at these speeds need to be down at 2,000, 1,800 net range right there.
All right, he is very quickly going to change his driver. He's got 1 ball, and the clock continues to go. And he has got to find 400 plus to have any shot.
Absolutely. To change clubs that quick and to flush it, his best spin number.
And that's out past 390 and past 400 for Jordan Brooks.
That is a lot better than 386, I'll tell you right there.
So at least he has a fighting chance.
Absolutely. And I mean, he had 15 seconds when he went to the bag to grab that last club. What a clutch shot.
Okay, here we go. He says, you know what? That's okay. You know, he loves being here, and you always know what's going through his veins and what he's thinking.
The emotion is incredible. He wears it right on his sleeve, whether he's watching or whether he's competing. He is fun to watch.
I love athletes that you know that it matters to them. And this matters a whole bunch to these athletes from behind the wheel.
Good golf swing right there, really tight. And again, I mean, just got it off with 1 second to go.
Okay, so now Jordan Brooks will step back, and he will watch the top-seeded, top-ranked young man who has been priming for this and this ascension to being a star since he was a very, very young little boy.
Trained by Bernie Nature, one of the best golf teachers in America at Caves Valley. Look at this 95-mile-an-hour club head speed, but look at him up on the toes at 10 years old. At 16, 118, getting groomed for college golf. Bernie said, I'm not taking the governor off of you at all. He never did. He never touched his hands. And Bobby Peterson took him to a long driver level of 153 from 140. Amazing work right there.
And what he has done from 3 years old to today.
Yeah. Just awesome. Look at that position right there. You just can't get any better than that. Square shoulders, open hips. Phenomenal.
All right, but to be a legend in this sport, you've got to win world championships, and you got to get your first before you can get to 5.
I think he wants one and done right here. Not going to get it. Really think he wanted one and done right there. Just to get right off the tee. Really did.
I think you're absolutely right, he did.
The warm-up session for this one wasn't near as flawless as it was for the first round.
Right.
Because he's trying, he knows he has to get to another level each time he advances on a round. That's a pretty high level right there.
Oh, no!
take care of it in the air.
Kyle Berkshire.
You think? You think? You think?
Big time. That's just big time.
Okay, 2 and done.
Kyle Berkshire continues to first show respect, but also show the entire world that he is absolutely, right now, the very best.
That's the fastest man right now on the planet.
It is amazing how quickly he can get it done and how he expects to get it done, regardless of whether it's a first, second, or 8th ball. Let's take a look at this incredible swing.
I just love how far he gets that knee there behind the ball, and look at that shoulder turn right there. It's amazing how far deep he's behind the golf ball right there. Now he's going down. Watch it impact right here. That left foot right there off the ground. Air Kyle right there. That's vertical thrust going straight up. The best in the business.
Just amazing.
And you just look here at the feet right here. I mean, he's going to lift that left foot. But watch the club. Right as the right foot goes down, the club will go back right now. It's so perfectly timed. It's amazing. He has practiced that move, he said, 15,000 times. And did he say nail to that one right there? I mean, it's a huge, huge fly ball. He got through 408 yards with 0 wind. Coming right at you here.
Well, when asked where would you wear the championship belt, he replied, pretty much anywhere, especially the golf course. And right now he is 1 win away. Let's send it down to Jerry.
Kyle, I was in an airport just Monday. I ran into Davis Love III, legendary golfer, and I told him where I was coming. He said, I like that Berkshire. I like that guy who jumps off the ground. You were just watching that to see if you were jumping fully off the ground. Is that another gear for you?
It is, I mean, I'm not going all out. I'm trying to hit a good shot. And I've learned the hard way many times over that sometimes swinging hard doesn't win it. Sometimes swinging the best wins it. And that's kind of what I just focus on doing nowadays.
When you were doing your final warm-up routine for this set, I told the viewers what you had told me earlier about your diet, which is interesting, your sleeping habits, which are interesting, but also regulating your beats per minute, your heart rate. What was it during that set, and how often do you check it?
It was about 182. That's pretty typical for being hot early in the set. We'll get close to 200 as it goes on, and my coach and I, we like to keep it in that 170 to 200 range because that's when I perform my best. And so we try to replicate that during practice, and it gives the most realistic practice for this kind of arena.
What will go through your mind between now and the finals?
I'm just going to keep trying to do what I just did. Anything more is just going to distract me from that. So I'm going to keep it really simple and just stay focused on what I'm doing.
All right, good luck. Congratulations on getting there.
Thank you, Jared.
Kyle Berkshire, ladies and gentlemen.
If you are not taking this sport seriously, you've got no shot after listening to that interview.
It's absolutely incredible what level this man has taken the sport of long drive to.
In basically a year and a half. And his fellow competitors, and they're all in the VIP section, especially Chewy there in the blue shirt. Coming up next, who will meet Kyle Berkshire in the finals? Tim Burke believes it will be him. Will it? We'll find out. We are back, getting down to the championship rounds. There is Chloe Garner on the range art, getting ready for her championship match with Phillis Meti.
Just had a beautiful set in the semifinals. I mean, couldn't ask for anything else.
And guess who else is already back out onto the range after his win a second ago?
And analyzing the video of his swing right there, I know exactly what he's doing. And it's so scientific for Kyle. He has really just figured it out. So it's just dissecting every part of the sport.
Yeah, Kyle Berkshire 1 win away from fulfilling what he believes is his destiny to be a long drive world champion. Who will meet him? We're about to find out. We've got a 2-time world champion who's got a big-time chip on his shoulder named Tim Burke right there. He's won 2 times on tour this season, just like Kyle has done. They have seemed to be on a collision course this entire season, and now we're 1 win away but that man is standing in the way of that happening in Rosberg.
I called it last night. He's very dangerous, you know, and he beat a very big-time player last night. He's got something to say. He really does. He's got a quiet confidence about him for his first time over here. Very, very quiet confidence.
He does not look intimidated, Art, one bit.
Oh, yes. Turnover, baby.
You know, this year we really put the world in long drive with hitters from England, Sweden, and his dad's right there, never far away.
We had 6 players left between the women's final and the men's semis, and 5 countries represented out of those 6 players.
All right, so far, what is he doing wrong, guys? Jerry, or either one?
I think he's jumping at it a little bit too much, hitting down and across the golf ball. Just needs to settle down, get a little solid, and hit his golf shot.
So you know it better than anybody, Art. You go searching for a little extra distance, and you get a little quick in the transition every time. That's where it's going from my eye.
And he spoke with Jason Zubak at length, and he said you cannot go lateral. That means you can't slide forward and backwards. You just have to brace and go up.
Oh, no, it's time for the rally cap. Halfway through, still nothing in the grid.
It worked last night.
So what that means there is he's getting ahead of the golf ball. His chest is getting ahead. His belt is moving ahead a little bit too much. Got to stay behind it and just go up.
Well, he's trying to dig deep, giving himself a little pep talk. And another one off to the right. As much as Kyle's had to work on his side of the bracket, so far Tim Burke really hasn't had to work that much at all.
You know, last night he just needed the minimum 300 and took care of business. First 2 shots tonight. I'd like to see Emil really get a good shot here. Turn a ball over. Try to hit a sling draw. Let the right hand go.
Ball number 7. We'll find the grid. However, the ball speed and spin is going to make it be short of 380.
Right, so he's hitting it low on the club face, Coach. Exactly, below the equator of that face, and that's what's creating that. But it is a mark.
It is a green number, and that is at least something. 8th and final ball, that will go off to the right. So if you're Tim Burke, and I told you that on Wednesday night, all you have to do is hit at 381, and you will meet Kyle Berkshire for the World Championship, would he have taken it?
Yeah, he would have paid for it. Absolutely, he would love that. I mean, that's a little gift wrap right there. I thought Emil was going to go over 4 bills, but Tim's going to go full out. He's not going to try to guide it and say, hey, just hit it about 90%, 80%. He's going to try to send it. He's also going to try and send a message to Kyle. This is a very important set.
There is his wife, Ashley, his agent, Sharon. And they are as nervous as they could be. He's in the best shape of his life. He's the world champion in 2013, the world champion in 2015, and wants a 3rd belt. And his first belt just might do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Burke is
That's 3 golf balls to win 2 matches right there, and the collision course is set.
We now have the matchup that we all thought we would have when we came on the air last night. The #1 seed, the #2 seed, the 2-time world champion, the young prodigy, and they're about to go head-to-head later tonight. But first, let's break down that one swing.
And watch this. Watch his left arm right here. You know, at the top right there, it's soft. That club folds and falls. That club face right there is closed, pointing at the sky, but a huge turn. Love that knee behind the ball. Awesome. He didn't get all of this one, I promise you. His spin was up to almost 3,000. It shows you how strong he is right there. I love that brace of that left knee right there, standing tall. He told me today, I'm going to squat a little bit at the start, and then I'm going to rise up, use the ground. Look at that right there at the top. He's hit 3 golf balls tonight, and all have not just been in the grid. They have been in the middle of the grid. this ball starts that straight, that just means path and face are matched so nice. That means that backswing path is beautiful, the club face is square.
Yeah, very stoic Tim Burke and Emil Rosberg. Yeah, he knew it.
Yeah, he didn't hit his best, but what a great, valiant effort right there.
And Ashley, what did she think? You better believe it. Let's send it down to Jerry.
Thank you very much, Coach. Tim, you just told some of the guys up here in the player VIP area, now I gotta go. Does the rest help? Because you've only hit 3 balls tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when I was younger and just got into the sport, I used to bang a bunch of balls for no reason. I mean, I honestly believe you swing different up here anyway, so once I'm loose, I'm ready to go. But obviously, Kyle can bring it, so now I'm going to have to step on it.
Kyle's #1 ranked player in the world. You're a 2-time world champion. Do you think, having been there before and knowing what it takes when the emotions are at the highest, is in some way a little bit of an advantage for you?
I would think so. I imagine he's ranked 1, so, well, I know Kyle well, so I know I'm going first. But, yeah, I mean, now I know I just got to put a ball up. I mean, you know, the kid's fast as heck, so let's go.
And you guys are going to spend some time this winter working together to try and increase each other's speed. Congratulations on the getting there. Good luck in the finals.
I appreciate it, Jerry.
You're damn right. Let's go, Tim Burke says. But he'll wait just a couple of minutes to match up with that man right there. But that's a dream matchup. An absolute dream matchup. And here's what the practice looked like right now.
You see the extra gear right there. They're both going to go extra gear. You might see some balls out of play, and that's okay. They both think they need to hit the golf ball close to 430 yards to win this championship.
All right, that's coming up a little bit later on tonight. But first, it's time to crown our first championship tonight. Will it be the young lady from South Africa, Chloe Garner, or will Phillis Meti get championship #4? Let's do it next. It's time to check out our epic flash drives of the night presented by Callaway. Looking at the longest drive tonight's competition thus far, and what a shock. Kyle Berkshire has the 2 longest.
Absolutely, filling it up as well. Tim Burke, again, has not hit his best shot, 414. He's got more in the tank, and the 2 best, the 2 longest, are squaring off for a reason.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Fasten your seatbelts. I'm going to stand up for this one, Coach.
Here we go. It's time for the women's final. Let's send it to the stage.
Into the World Championship match for the 3rd time and looking for her first World Championship out of Somerset West, South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, loud and proud for Chloe Garner. She is the #1 hitter in the world, a 3-time world champion, next to unstoppable this year. Can it be done? Oh, she's going for #4. Give it up for the Philly, Phillis Meti.
Too unstoppable, but she's not completely unstoppable. Chloe Garner back in May at Fort Jackson. She beat Phillis Meti in the finals.
She did, and she had a longer drive in the semifinals tonight. So Phillis had some time to go to the range. People are telling her they know the spin is up. They have TrackMan over there, and see if she can keep that spin down. And it's going to be a great match.
Phillis Meti always has the choice as the top seed. Her mother is here in attendance and always very stoic. Phil Meti is her name. And watching her daughter, the record is 5 by Sandra Burke. If Phillis Meti can get this done, this will be world title #4.
And that was with several years off. She walked away from the sport there after she won. I mean, she took several years off. It's great to have her back in. Let's see what she's got here when it matters the most.
All right, Phillis Meti is one of those hitters that loves to go first. It's her philosophy. She says, I like to put the pressure on my opponents, because usually her numbers that she's putting up are pretty stiff.
They'll get somebody out of their rhythm, as she's done tonight. I mean, make them go to a level they're probably not capable of getting to. That's a good strategy. the lower spin. It has to be. There you go. Has to be lower spin.
It lands at 330 and out past 340.
She fixed it right there. She was up near 3,000 before. Drop the spin, then you get that roll. Well done.
348 last night. That's her longest drive tonight. 344. You know, all the different places that she has worn her championship belt, as that one, she says I've worn it in a nightclub, restaurants, hair salon, drive-thrus, exhibitions, and at grandmother's house.
Okay, perfect.
Ball number 4.
That's 177. Men's PGA Tour average 171. Ball flew almost 330 yards.
And that one also out past 340 was going to be short on her second ball.
Jerry, you've covered so much LPGA. I keep going back to that. We've both been around golf. Zero wind. Did you ever think you'd see a woman hit a golf ball 350 yards?
No, with no warm-up last Tuesday night in Portland, Oregon. I saw her heel one 340, and that's not at elevation either. So she is just absolutely in a different world with her clubhead speed. And I can tell you this, just an observation, she had stepped it up a notch from the semifinals. There is more speed in that swing than I've ever seen.
I think the 350 number is a mental number. It's just 6 yards longer. It's not like we're asking for 20, but it's a number that would stick with Chloe. It's so much longer than 344. It really will stand out. She can get to that 50.
Okay, ball number 7. Can she get there in her final 2 balls? That one is straight away, right down Broadway.
Spinning a lot, though. She did make a change of driver. I think this one might be a little bit stronger, but well, you never know.
Well, she didn't plan the clock as well as she would like to. The last one rushed. And so 4 out of 8, 344 is the number. If I am Chloe Garner, what am I telling myself?
Do what I just did. Get golf balls measured. Get them on the ground there. You can hit a hump. You can hit a bump. You can get a roll. That's a very doable number. Phillis has taken that clock down to 0. I've seen a world championship here before where she didn't get the 8th ball off. That ball wasn't going to matter. She barely got it off.
All right, in the last round, Chloe Garner hit it 346. So she's got it in the bag.
What a start.
And that one straight down the middle.
Must have told it because it was only 160. Yes.
Gets beyond 300. Here we go.
Little diver. Got to hit that ball flat.
First time turn over down the right side. Chloe Garner out of East Tennessee State University. Out of Somerset West, South Africa. That one was chasing around 315.
You can see the intensity, and you can see Phillis, and all she can do is watch and hope and pray.
Oh, yes.
And another good one down the middle.
Up the ball speed by 9, but the spin's high. See if she can get something here, get the grid to help her.
And again, not much roll.
Number 4.
So she's got to find somehow 25 plus yards here in these final 5 balls.
And ball 4 down the right side. She tees up ball 5. Lots of time on the clock. 1:38.
How can she change
Ladies
the
and
spin
gentlemen, let me hear it.
to get the distance in these final 4 balls?
You have to get the ball up on the face, hit it a little bit high of center. High of center near the toe is the answer.
Oh, yes.
And she's going to need a good bounce. That is some pretty good speed.
Oh, these are numbers. These are numbers. These are numbers.
Chloe Garner has done it!
Perfect numbers. Perfect swing. World championship.
And all Phillis Meti can do is smile, clap, and say, job well done. Chloe Garner is your Officially, 347. Consistent tonight. Solid tonight. And she earned that win. No doubt about it.
Absolutely the best golf shot for a slow grid. She put up the exact best numbers that you could put up to get the most yardage.
It is time for our power lesson presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And this is definitely worth a couple of looks.
It takes mind, it takes the body, and it takes the equipment. And I mean, what a golf swing right here. I'll just continue to draw that circle right there. And I'll tell you right now, that arrow right there means that she's behind the golf ball. Just fantastic. Then she's gonna drop down. We're gonna hopefully stop here at impact. Please stop, and I will show you. Look where this head is right here behind. Just a ripped Federer topspin forehand right down Main Street. Just perfect numbers. That's what it takes to win the World Championship and beat the best in the world.
It's all about getting it done when the lights are the brightest, under the pressure, controlling yourself, controlling your spin, controlling your swing. One more look from the green. And this is really, really nice.
I said get some golf balls on the grid. Let's see what the ground gives you right here. And the ground really gave it to her right here. It gave her well over 20 yards of roll. Wow.
And how's the look from behind?
Just dropped it in the slope. Perfect.
And she knew it was good. She just was pumping. It was good enough. And it was good for 3 years. That's how close these competitors are to one another. It's a matter of yards. You can see how much it means to her. And then great sportsmanship, as always, from the world champ, the three-time world champ.
Such a great show, just fantastic.
You think it means something to her?
Oh, how hard does she train?
Do you think it means something to her?
How many 27-hour trips to get here from South Africa has she made to compete on this tour? And I'll tell you what, wow.
And it all came out in one 15-second time period. And the little kiss, Art.
Oh.
And you can see the tears in the eyes. It means so much when you get here and you're able to get the job done. And that's your power lesson, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. So this is the final bracket, and what a night for the women.
She hit a 346 in the semis, 347 to win the title. Fantastic.
We will hear from Chloe Garner and award her belt just a little bit later, but first, we've got to crown one more world champ, and it doesn't get any better than this. The #1 seed against a two-time world champ, Berkshire, Burke, next. We have already had one incredible final, and it's just about time for our men's final. Here was our social poll of the night. Do you think that the men's final record of 435 yards will be broken tonight? 63% of you said yes. Art?
I voted yes.
Very good. It's time. Billy Horschel, just moments ago, FedEx Cup champion. Who do you think he's rooting for?
He's rooting for his buddy, Tim Burke.
That's exactly right. Thank you, Billy Ho. Hope you enjoy the finals. Let's send it down to the stage.
Big Star, make some noise. This is the championship match. On a quest for his 3rd world championship out of the University of Miami in Orlando, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for Tim Burke. Can he do it? The 22-year-old out of Crofton, Maryland, #1 in the world, looking for his first world championship. It's Kyle Berkshire. Ladies and gentlemen, stay on your feet. Stay on your feet as we get ready to go for the last match of the year.
This is somehow the way it was supposed to be. Number one, number two. The young kid, the two-time world champ, and now they get a chance on the biggest stage, over 60 countries. The stands are standing up, and it's time for Burke and Berkshire.
What a match this is going to be. They are going to go for broke. They're both going to swing 8 times as hard as they can, as fast as they can. They're going to leave it all right here on the tee.
Here we go. Tim Burke said it's time for him to step on the gas pedal if he wants to be the number one hitter in the world.
Ripping away with ball one off to the
Burke, your 2013-2015 world champion.
And he has not faced pressure like this at all because he knows who's behind him. He knows there's an absolute cannon behind him in Berkshire.
And his first two, a little bit too quick.
Exactly right. That's going to be the mistake. That's exactly what's going to happen because he didn't have to go full out before. Now the transition, Jerry, is so much quicker from the top, and you can see the hooks.
You can see that it's on his mind, too, that he's kind of aware of exactly that what you said. Straight one out there, it's going to top spin.
Right. And he knows it, but it's a mark, 3,100 spin.
Okay, so he does get a mark on his third ball, out short of 370. And as always, in the front row, his wife Ashley, very much a part of Team Burke.
And again, in matches like this, I've been around this for so long, you're going to see players swing so hard, so violent, that they're not efficient. You know, they're spinning too much. They're hitting it all over the face. He's not a 360-70 driver. I mean, he can bunt it that far. He's a 410, 425 driver, but he's not efficient this violent.
Kyle Berkshire looking on, wondering what the number ultimately is going to be in order to win potentially his first world championship. The fifth ball, so Tim Burke has 3 balls. And he's got to get it north of 400. Or Kyle Berkshire's got to feel very, very good about his chances.
And what happens here is you do not have the self-control to say, I got to slow it down and hit a real solid golf shot. That's what's so hard. And that's why he's mishitting the golf ball, not hitting it solid. It's so hard to say, hey, can I just slow it down and hit it pure?
There is Kyle Berkshire. There is Tim Burke, ball number 7.
He loves that left corner. That's his best shot right there by a mile.
This is the rubber match. They each have beaten the other this year for a win on tour. So this is the 3rd time they have met in the final. The 8th and final ball for Tim Burke. His final ball of 2019.
Little spin.
And that one straight down Broadway. And he knows the spin was too high, and ultimately his number is going to be 373.
That's gift wrapped right there, and he's just got to just be so upset with himself. And again, I called it before, you're going to see violence, and can you just catch lightning in a bottle swinging your hardest, and it just doesn't pay off. Kyle said it before, I've had to learn how to turn it down to win, believe it or not.
All right, just moments ago, we showed you Billy Horschel tweeting in support of Tim Burke. How about Freddie? Boom, boom.
I mean, no one beats him.
If I could drive it like Kyle, no one would beat me. I mean, no one on any tour. Freddie, thanks for watching.
He has waited since he was 3 years old. You saw all the pictures, 10 years old, 16 years old. He walked in my shop 30 months ago and said, I want to start long drive, never done this. What do I do? It's just amazing to have this stage.
You hear the word destiny.
And
And for this young kid who's come so far, the last 2 events, dominant. Absolutely dominant. And he is one good hit away from a world championship.
He does not have to swing so hard at all. He just can swing smooth. See what he does here.
So his first two, one to the right, one to the left, with a very anxious Tim Burke looking on.
We showed you his fairway book, and he's got a fairway finder, and that's what he's got to call on right here. Gather himself, make his golf swing, win the world championship.
He talks all the time, guys, about the mental approach, calming himself down. Well, this is the ultimate situation to do just that. Ball number 4.
Trying to find that calm in the chaos. It's going to be really close to the left hash mark.
Will it stay in? Will this be it? Will this be enough?
Yes.
He won the last 2 events on tour. He came into this event as the clear-cut favorite. And he did not disappoint.
He did not. This is his swing here, left foot up. We've watched it now for all year, left foot down. Here comes the right foot. The club will go back right as he takes it back. And I'm telling you, I think he would have hit any number he had to hit. 370, 420, 440. He was destined to win this championship. It's been his year.
You really feel like this is the crowning achievement of a young man who's going to be a superstar in this sport.
He is, in 30 months, what he has done from his first ever competition, from 190 ball speed, just amazing, now to be 220. And again, you watch this footwork right here. This foot, that foot right there, that is his motion, that is his trigger. It narrows him up as well. He's going to plant that foot and just explode and go vertical. And yes, Fred Couples would have won 20 majors if he could have had Kyle driving the golf ball for him this ball.
It's you hear guys say it all the time. It's a different sound. It's a different movement. It's a different everything. And for Kyle Berkshire, the superlatives just keep coming, and we're just getting started. He's very, very young.
Every single facet, so scientific, so calculating. Mind, body, equipment, diet, training. He did it so quick, just amazing.
And much like Chloe Garner, the emotion came out. Tim Burke, always class. And there was a time where a Tiger Woods changed the game.
Yes.
This kid is changing this game. You talk about physically, mentally, raising the bar has now been raised.
I saw it with Jason Zubak. I saw it with Jamie Sadlowski. I'm seeing it right now with Kyle Berkshire. Of course, don't leave out other 2-time champions, Carl Walter, Joe Miller, Tim Burke. But right there, he did what he had to do tonight. I'm telling you, 406. If he had to hit it 440, I swear he would have done it.
Well, it was impressive all the way through. And then on the women's side, an upset for sure, but not a shock.
Not really. Chloe Garner was in perfect form tonight. Phillis Meti hit some wonderful shots. Chloe used the ground. One of the best shot I've ever seen her hit.
It's time for the belt presentations. Let's send it down to Jerry Foltz.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about that? What a show at WinStar in the World Long Drive. First to present the women's belt, defending champion Phillis Meti to Chloe Garner. Chloe, who says she's going to wear that actually through the airport tomorrow. All right, we gotta, where do you take title belts to get sized anyway? Nonetheless, quick word with you if you don't mind.
You are no stranger to putting in hard work. It's obvious in the way you live your life and the things you pursue. A lot of hard work goes into this. Were there ever times that you think, maybe I won't get to the promised land, and you doubted whether it was worth it?
All the time. I think any athletes that is like that, because we fail so many times when we're practicing, when we're competing, and I think we fail more times than we succeed. So to be at the top as an athlete, you have to have that mental toughness to just, learn from those mistakes and failures and grow and become better, and don't let it overtake your head. Yep.
But you never do that alone. You never accomplish something like this alone. What does it mean to you to be able to reward all those people that have helped you along the way, either here in person or at home?
Oh my gosh. It's so overwhelming how many people support me. My coach, Bobby Peterson, who's been with me since day one of this 4-year journey. All my amazing sponsors, Athlons, Long Drive for Heroes, who are the reason I'm here, Callaway, and then most importantly, 2 people I'd never thanked before, if I can get through this without crying, but it's my parents, who are back in South Africa. Yeah.
Congratulations, Chloe Garner. Tremendous. Now here to present the men's belt, like Phillis Meti, a great ambassador for this sport, is defending champion Maurice Allen. Kyle Berkshire. All right, Kyle, as Maurice sizes you up for that, you had accomplished everything in a short amount of time in the sport, except one thing. And this one thing happens to be performing on this stage under the lights tonight and get that world championship with the pressure at its absolute peak. What got it done?
I mean, it's gonna sound repetitive, but just the reps, I mean, I started training for this in December. I literally lived in a hotel for 2 months, to train with my coach. And, just like Chloe, I mean, we work so hard. This is all we do, and we want to be the best. And, that's because I have a team around me. I have my parents, I have my coach, I have so many great people supporting me, and I have everybody up here coming out to support me. And, when you have those kind of people behind you, you have the ability to get it done.
You're on the verge of not being, I don't know if there will ever be a totally dominant person in this sport, but you had a somewhat dominant year, and you faced off against the other guy who had a great year as well, in Tim Burke. What will you do to take it up even another level as you go forward and as you represent this sport as the world champion?
Well, I mean, first off, it's growing the sport. I want the athletes to get better pay. I think it's about time to get that. We're very valuable, and I'm going to make sure that happens. And just beyond that, in terms of performance, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to get longer. These athletes are so incredible, and if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and I'm not going to give them an inch. I'm going to keep getting better.
It was impressive to watch. Congratulations, Kyle Berkshire and Chloe Garner, and cue the champagne.
Well, there you have it. Chloe Garner, the champion, and Kyle Berkshire, the champion on the right side. And what a night it was here to finish out our season.
What an amount of effort that Kyle put in to win this. Chloe put in. I think about Jason Zubak. I think about Sean the Beast Pfister. The way that they trained, how hard. How many golf balls did Kyle hit? And how did he take his Clement speed 30 miles up in just 30 months?
We started 5 months ago in the desert outside of Phoenix, to the East Coast, north of the border, and now here. 3 names standing tall: Kyle Berkshire, Chloe Garner, and Jeff Crittenden. They now will be the hunted for the next 12 months. We say goodbye with some of the greatest images of 2019. We'll see you next year.